Don't do anything more stupid than you've already done, please.
Oh my God, what the hell am I? Who the hell did I hit? Can anybody tell me who I hit? You just want to take me down because I'm a public official.
Police say Tellis got into an argument with his wife at the Bellagio Hotel. It allegedly carried over in the car on the way home. And at one point, police say Tellis yelled the words, "Kill me," prompting his wife to barricade herself and her children in another room. Tellis broke into that room, put his wife in a bear hug. Their children had to pry them apart. The domestic violence charge was eventually dropped after negotiations. Last week, police accused him of murdering Jeff Gehrman, and he's currently being held at the Clark County Detention Center without bail.
It was a quiet September morning on the 3rd of 2022 when the call came in. A concerned neighbor had discovered a body outside Jeff German's home. The lifeless figure of the seasoned investigative journalist lay motionless in the yard, and despite the immediate 911 call, it was already too late. The authorities soon determined that German had been dead for at least 24 hours. His body bore the unmistakable signs of a brutal attack, 7 stab wounds to the neck and chest. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police were quick to start their investigation, but what they uncovered would send shockwaves through the community. Surveillance footage from across the street provided a chilling glimpse of the killer in action. The grainy video showed a figure wearing a large straw hat and an orange reflective vest walking into German's side yard and hiding behind a gate. It wasn't long before German stepped out of his garage, unsuspecting, only to be ambushed. Who had the motive to end Jeff German's life? The answers were not far off. German's colleagues at the Las Vegas Review-Journal immediately began piecing together the threads of his recent investigative work. One name stood out: Robert Tells, the Clark County Public Administrator. Tells had been the subject of a series of articles that German had written, exposing the toxic, hostile environment at his office. It had started when multiple employees, disillusioned by Tells' management, reached out to German, accusing him of bullying. Tells didn't take kindly to the accusations. In fact, German's investigation seemed to have pushed Tells to the edge. After German's reports were published, Tells lost his bid for re-election, a devastating blow that many believed was directly tied to the scrutiny he faced. As German's colleagues dug deeper, they unearthed a history of troubling behavior. In 2020, Tells had been arrested for domestic battery and resisting arrest. Bodycam footage from the police had captured Tells slurring his words, ranting about being targeted because of his status as a public official. Though the charges were later dismissed, the damage to Tells' reputation was undeniable.
And whenever we come into contact with anybody, we kind of ask them if they're experiencing pain anywhere, have any sort of injuries from this evening. You're not feeling anything like that? Go ahead and turn to the back towards me one more time. And then if it's not too painful, just kind of spread your hands out and we'll take some pictures of the back sides of your hands and hands.
Of course.
Yeah.
Have a better rest of your evening.
I hope so.
We're gonna go back in the car.
So, out of curiosity, or what's going on next?
So, go ahead, sweet back.
So you booking me or what?
Yes. You're getting booked.
Seriously?
Yeah, man.
Like my kids have like totally collaborated in my wife's story.
Huh?
Really?
That's something for y'all to figure out later. I'm just telling you that's what's going on.
No, but I mean, like seriously, like there is sufficient evidence to book me right now.
There is sufficient evidence to book you right now, yes.
You're very certain about that?
I am very certain about that. That's what we've been working on for the last 30 minutes, is getting all the paperwork situated. Okay?
That is fucking absurd.
Okay.
Seriously, like,
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me right now?
no, I think that there should not be sufficient evidence for a booking right now.
Okay. Well, that's something for you to pick up with your lawyer. Okay?
So, you have talked to my wife.
Will you talk to your wife? Will you talk to your
You've talked
kid?
to my wife.
No, my partner talked to your wife.
Can I talk to your partner right now?
He would like to speak with you.
Yes, I would.
He's doing the paperwork.
I would like to talk to your partner because I believe that I probably have a right to do that, please.
Okay. So when he's done, because he's talking to the detective right now, he'll come over and talk to you. Okay? So in the meantime, just hang out. All right?
I will do that.
All right.
And you know how I feel. And you know.
I know. I've been hearing you while I've been in there writing up my parts of the paperwork.
I'm not an asshole.
No, you've actually been pretty cool once you got into the car.
But
We did have that thing go down in the...
But you know that when somebody's in my house and I'm like, holy shit, like, this is my house
It
and
is.
I'm being accused of like some crazy stuff, bro.
Okay.
Like, put yourself in my shoes. And when I've not touched my wife or my children,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody's telling you that you allegedly
Mm-hmm.
like hurt somebody in your family,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty fucked. I'm telling you right now.
I don't disagree that this is a messed up situation.
And like I said,
But-
I'm a public official, and you know that.
Mhm.
And I'm not trying to be like, I'm a public official, so you know, do what I want you to fucking do.
Right.
I'm saying, I'm not a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be so fucking stupid. Regardless, like, if I'm pissing my wife, I'll fucking divorce her.
Mm-hmm.
I won't fucking be her.
Okay.
Seriously.
I know. And I've heard you tell this to me before while we were in here talking earlier. So
I would love to talk to your partner and get what he allegedly has gotten from my children, because that's incredible to me.
okay.
Because I've not
So-
touched my wife. I would not have not. The last time I touched my wife was, like I said before,
Mhm.
last night was I was fucking massaging her.
Mm-hmm.
Last night.
Mhm.
That's the last time I fucking touched her.
Okay. So like I said, when he's done talking to the detectives, he'll come talk to you. Okay. All right, I'm gonna shut the door now. So
And you know that you've
Uh-huh.
researched, and I have not had any calls for domestic violence before this point.
I know.
So all of a sudden,
I've run you.
yeah, I know you've run me.
Okay. Watch
And
your
so
leg.
how all of a sudden I'm a fucking domestic abuser?
Watch your leg, please.
Then, in the days following German's murder, something chilling began to unfold. On September 4th, just a day after the murder, the police released a photograph of the suspect, a person wearing a reflective vest and large straw hat, similar to what the killer had been seen wearing in the surveillance footage. A mere 2 days later, on September 6th, authorities released even more damning evidence surveillance footage showing the suspect's distinct walk. It was this detail, the way the suspect moved, that caught the attention of Review Journal photographer Kevin Cannon. Cannon had taken a shot of Tells during a 2020 interview, and when he compared the two, the resemblance was impossible to ignore. The gait, the way the suspect walked, was strikingly similar to Tell's own. It wasn't long before the investigators honed in on Tells even more. The suspect's vehicle, a maroon Yukon Denali, was quickly linked to Tells after tips from the public flooded in. It was a vehicle registered to his wife. Later that day, German's colleagues from the Review Journal were staking out Tells' home. What they saw next was almost surreal. As they watched from a distance, Tells walked out of his house and toward a maroon Yukon Denali, parked in the driveway. He proceeded to wash it as if nothing had happened. One of the photographers snapped a photo, a chilling moment of normalcy in the wake of a gruesome crime. On the morning of September 7th, Only 5 days after German's murder, Tells was brought in for questioning. Police raided his home and cars, seizing items that seemed to tie him to the crime. They found Jim's shoes in a duffel bag that resembled what had been seen in the surveillance footage. And then, in Tell's garage, detectives made another unsettling discovery: a straw sun hat, or what was left of it. It had been cut apart pieces of the very hat that the suspect had worn during the murder. But the most damning evidence was yet to come. When Tells was asked for a DNA sample, investigators soon received confirmation Tells' DNA was found under Jeff German's fingernails. The case was rapidly closing in on Tells, but things were about to take a dark turn. Late one night, police prepared to arrest Tells, but the man they were after had other plans. Radio communications revealed that Tells had made what the police code named 405 comments, indicating that he was contemplating self-harm. SWAT teams were called in, and within moments, Tells was wheeled out of his house on a stretcher, bloodied and unconscious. He had attempted to take his own life. 6 weeks later, Robert Tells was indicted by a grand jury for the murder of Jeff German, charged with murder with the use of a deadly weapon. Tells pleaded not guilty, but the case had already captivated the public. The quiet public servant had seemingly transformed into a cold-blooded killer, motivated by revenge for his tarnished reputation. And the shocking twists didn't end there. On October 16, 2024, Tells was sentenced to at least 28 years in prison for the murder of Jeff German. A judge imposed additional sentencing enhancements, citing the use of a deadly weapon, the premeditated nature of the attack, as German had been ambushed, and the victim's age. With the sentence, a chilling final chapter was written in this tragedy, a tragic end for a journalist who had simply sought to uncover the truth. The story of Jeff German's murder is one of betrayal, obsession, and a thirst for vengeance. It's a haunting reminder that sometimes the most dangerous people are those hiding in plain sight. And in this case, the darkness came from the very heart of the system meant to serve the public.